You know that saying everyone throws around?
Oh.
It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Well,
Yeah.
that's what today's deep dive is all about.
Mm.
We're going to kind of go beyond the usual stuff you hear about money
Right.
to look at what really makes the wealthy tick.
It's fascinating, honestly.
I'm excited to dig in.
It's more than just like
Yeah.
tricks or fancy accounting.
Right.
Like
Right.
it gets into psychology, how they think about the long game
Oh, interesting.
and risk. Totally different approach.
Okay, so we've got a bunch of research here.
Yeah.
Right? Like actual wealth management strategies, the pitfalls people fall into,
Mm-hmm.
even some studies on like the mindset of successful investors.
Oh, yeah. That stuff's key.
Where do we even start?
So one thing that pops up over and over
Okay.
is this idea of a financial plan, but not like you set it and forget it. It's
Okay.
like a living document.
So more or less a roadmap.
Exactly. You adjust it as you go.
Makes sense.
Think about it. Life throws curveballs.
Well, for sure.
Marriage, new job, medical bills, bam. Got to tweak the plan.
Wouldn't use the same map for a cross-country trip, Annie the grocery store.
Exactly. And speaking of managing stuff, risk is huge in wealth building.
Oh, yeah. Got to spread it out, right?
Diversification, but on a whole nother level.
Beyond just stocks and bonds.
Way beyond, like
Okay.
different kinds of stocks, real estate. Then there's alternative investments, private equity, even collectibles.
Hitting fancy.
Well, the point is, spread the risk, maybe find some returns that don't move together.
So if one thing tanks, everything else isn't going down with it.
Exactly.
Smart.
Like a few years back, the market dipped.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
People who had real estate or precious metals, they were fine.
Makes sense.
It cushioned the blow.
Okay, can't avoid it forever. Let's talk taxes. It's like the wealthy are playing a different game.
It's not illegal loopholes, nothing like that.
Okay, good.
It's being strategic,
Yeah.
using what's legal to your advantage.
It's a smart, not sneak.
Exactly. 401ks are fine, but they might do Roth conversions or charitable trusts.
Interesting.
It's all about the long game, minimizing taxes over time.
Speaking of long game, this research mentions the psychology of wealth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not just the tools, it's your head.
Huge difference between the wealthy and everyone else is mindset.
Mindset. Okay, like
It's
what?
called an abundance mindset.
Abundance.
You believe in opportunity, not limitations.
Interesting.
See potential where others see obstacles.
Like, oh, Oprah.
Perfect example. Didn't come from wealth,
Nope.
but believed in herself, made her own opportunities, built an empire.
The can-do attitude.
Exactly. And huge part of this mindset is delaying gratification.
Ooh, that's tough.
The wealthy are masters at it.
Long-term goals over short-term impulses.
You got it. But it is tough, so that's where discipline comes in.
Yeah, I can see that.
One way they fight that is by avoiding lifestyle creep.
Lifestyle creep. Isn't that like you get more money, you spend more money?
Bingo. Raise comes in, suddenly you need that bigger house, fancier car.
It's so tempting.
The wealthy know that'll kill their long-term goal.
More money, more problems.
Kind of like that. Look at Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
One of the richest dudes out there lives in the same modest house forever.
Huh.
He gets it. True wealth isn't stuff. It's freedom, security.
Not keeping up with the Joneses.
Exactly. And here's another thing. They see investing in themselves as important as stocks.
Investing in yourself. Okay, how does that work?
Could be education, skills, conferences, even taking care of your health.
So like making you more valuable?
Precisely. Increases earning potential, opens doors,
Makes sense.
sets you apart from the crowd.
Okay, but the wealthy DO take risks, right?
They do, but it's different.
What's the difference?
It's calculated. They don't jump in blindly.
Okay.
Research, analyze, weigh the good and do the bad.
So strategic, not reckless.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
incredibly patient.
Oh yeah, gotta be.
Wealth building's a marathon, not a sprint.
No overnight riches.
They build a solid foundation for the long haul.
It's like planting a tree.
Oh, I like that.
Gotta nurture it, give it time to grow. No fruit right away.
Perfect analogy. And that's
Yeah.
where compound interest comes in.
Yeah. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world.
He did. Small gains over time, snowball into huge wealth.
It's like a chain reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Returns make more returns and so on.
But who's patient enough for that these days?
That's the thing. The wealthy get TIT.
Time is on their side.
They let those investments compound. Don't panic when the market wobbles.
So we've talked about a lot,
We have.
but we've all made money mistakes.
Well, there are tons.
What are the common ones, even for smart people?
I think that's a great place to pick up in the next part.
Sounds good to me. We'll be back soon to break down those mistakes and what to learn from them. All right, so back to those money mistakes. Even smart people mess up, right?
Oh, all the time.
What trips us up? Like what sabotages our goals?
Overspending is a huge E1. It's so easy to get caught up keeping up with the Joneses or just impulse buys.
That add to cart button is dangerous.
It really is, especially now. Everything's one click away, ads following you around.
So how do you fight that urge?
Budgeting, but not just like looking back at what you spent.
Okay.
Got to be proactive. Decide where your money's going before you spend it.
So like a plan?
The wealthy, a lot of them use zero-based budgeting.
Zero base.
Every single dollar has a job.
No more mystery money at the end of the month.
Exactly. Conscious choices, which leads us to debt,
Uh-oh.
credit cards, loans, those buy now, pay later things.
Tiki.
They pile up fast.
That interest is working against you.
That's it. The wealthy, they might use debt, but it's strategic.
Yeah.
High-interest consumer debt, they avoid it like the plague.
Pay it down fast.
Free up cash to invest.
Smart. So budgeting, debt. What else gets us?
Neglecting savings,
Easy to put it off.
especially when you want stuff NAW.
The struggle is real.
But even small amounts, saved regularly, compound over time.
Tortoise in the hare.
Exactly. Slow and steady. Then there's not investing at all.
A lot of people are scared of the stock market.
Intimidating, or they don't know where to begin.
Yeah, I get that.
But the longer you wait, the more growth you miss.
So just got to start, even if it's a little bit.
Exactly. And there's help now. Robo-advisors, index funds, websites.
Makes it less scary.
It's more accessible than ever.
You mentioned before the wealthy and risk.
Right.
It's not about being reckless.
Nope. They're calculated.
So how do they do that?
They assess downsides just as much as upsides.
Okay.
They use this thing called scenario planning.
Scenario planning.
Like imagine a big investment.
Yeah.
You think about the best case, sure.
Yeah.
But they also plan for if it goes wrong.
So like a backup plan.
What's your plan B? Got a safety net.
Don't just get blinded by the potential wins.
Right. Prepared, not paralyzed.
And they can afford to be patient.
Right. Their time horizon is longer.
So they ride out the ups and downs.
Markets wobble, but long term, they go up.
Back to patience again.
Big theme. Now, the research gets into some fancier strategies too.
Oh, like what?
Mastering economic change.
Sounds intense.
The wealthy are good at adapting.
When things shift around,
Economy's a cycle. Gotta adjust with it.
not just sticking to the same plan no matter what.
Right. Like inflation's high. They move investments to stuff that does well.
Real estate, things like that.
Commodities, inflation-protected securities. Yeah.
So flexible, proactive,
Not just reacting when it's too late.
staying ahead of the game,
And then there's alternative assets.
not stocks and bonds.
Beyond that, private equity, venture capital, hedge funds,
That's the high roller stuff.
real estate, even collectibles, art, wine.
Isn't that super risky and expensive to get into?
It can be, so they do their homework,
Got to research,
thoroughly assess those risks.
not just chasing the hype.
And that brings us to debt leverage.
Whoa, wait, I thought we were against debt.
Not all debt, consumer debt, credit cards, that's that.
Yeah, makes sense.
But the wealthy, they use good debt to make more money.
How's that work?
Like a loan to invest in a business or buy a property that'll make income.
So the debt is working for you.
Exactly. But gotta be careful, plan it out, manage that risk.
You make sure the return's worth the cost.
Right. And another thing, pay yourself first.
What's that mean?
Before you spend anything else, save, invest.
Like make it a bill you have to pay.
Exactly. Automate it, transfers to savings, investments.
Put your goals on autopilot.
That's a good way to put it. And then there's this idea of risk-adjusted returns.
I've heard that, but not sure I get it.
It's not just about the biggest possible return.
Okay,
Got to look at the risk involved too.
find the balance.
Smart investing, not gambling.
Makes sense. Wow, this part's been a lot too.
A lot to digest.
Pitfalls, fancy strategies.
A lot to take in.
What's the main thing you want people to get?
That wealth isn't luck or being born rich. It's choices, being strategic, the right mindset.
Have a plan, spread the risk, invest in yourself, be patient.
All of that. And don't be afraid to adapt.
When things change.
It's a journey, not a finish line.
So where do people even start?
Small steps. Budget, invest a little, just learn more about money.
Don't get overwhelmed.
Exactly. And remember, wealth isn't just money.
What else is there?
It's security, freedom, doing what you love,
Supporting causes you care about?
having the resources to make a difference.
Okay, this part's been great. Advanced stuff.
We've covered a lot.
One more key area before we wrap up part 2.
Yes, definitely one more crucial piece before we finish up.
All right, lay it on me. What's this final wealth building secret? Okay, so pitfalls, mindset, even using debt the right way. What's this last piece?
This one's kind of, I don't know, harder to explain, but it matters.
Oh,
Networking.
ooh. See, now some people, they hear networking and they cringe.
I get it.
Like awkward parties, forced conversations,
It gets a bad rap.
done wrong, it feels sleazy.
Exactly. But the wealthy, they do it different.
Okay, how so?
It's not about like collecting business cards
Right.
or trying to sell someone something.
So what is it about?
Genuine relationships.
Okay,
Connecting with people on the same wavelength.
I like that.
Growing your circle, but the right weak kind of circle.
So it's got to be mutually beneficial.
Exactly. Think of the possibilities.
Yeah.
Mentorship, finding partners, even just hearing different viewpoints, that expands your thinking.
There's that saying, your network is your net worth.
There's truth to that.
Right.
Referrals, investments, even jobs, they come from WHO, you know?
Okay, so beyond the surface level, there's real value there.
Big time.
But how do you network without it feeling, I don't know, fake?
Be genuinely interested in people.
All right.
Ask questions, listen, offer something without expecting anything back.
So giving, not just taking.
Go to events, join groups, even connect on social media, but with people who get you.
Shared interests, not just random connections.
Right. The wealthy, they get that networking is like investing in their future.
Yeah. Wow, this whole deep dive has been fascinating.
It's a lot, I know.
So much ground we've covered.
From the basics to the really advanced stuff.
What are the big things you want our listener to walk away with?
That building wealth, it's not an accident.
Not just luck,
You don't have to be born into it.
if choices.
Smart choices, being strategic,
That mindset thing,
huge E, have a plan, spread that risk, invest in yourself.
and be patient.
The most important thing.
Don't be afraid of risk, but be smart about it.
Calculated.
And when things change, you adapt.
Gotta roll the punches.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Love that.
So much information, though. Where does someone even start?
Small steps. Make a budget, invest a little bit, even if it's just $5.
Anything to get going?
Learn about money, that's an investment in itself.
And it's not just about the money, right?
Exactly. It's what that money gives you.
Security, freedom,
Doing what you're passionate about,
having time for what matters.
supporting causes, making a difference.
The real wealth.
Exactly. So keep learning, keep growing, define success your way.
I love that.
It's your journey.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into wealth building. Hope everyone got some good stuff from it.
Lots to think about for sure.
Keep asking questions, challenge those assumptions, push yourselves.
You got this.
Until next time, keep striving.